Good morning, Jay Marians. Welcome to Media Information Literacy, Chapter 3, entitled How Information is Categorized. And for today, we will be discussing a new topic since your exam is fast approaching. Now, before we proceed to our discussion proper, let us first identify the objectives for today's discussion. We have five objectives for today. One, or A, the end of the lesson, you will be able to classify information based on type, provider, and sources. B. Identify the different types of information, the different providers of information, and the different sources of information. C. Explain how various types of information function in society. And D. Justify the need to classify information. And E. Identify common codes in journalism. Now, before we proceed to the discussion proper for today's chapter, let us first have a short activity. Okay, this is what we call guess what. Now, you will guess what type of information the picture tells. Either it is professional, and professionals, academic, or um, what we call of this. Uh, yeah, that's it. So first, let's have the first picture. What do you think this picture tells? Good. If you say opinion, then that's correct. This is opinions. Okay. Next one we have, what's that? That's what we call scholarly. Good. Next, this is a tabloid. Okay. News article. This is, yes, we have entertainment. And the last one is people wearing uh, or professional people. Okay. Yes, that's what we call professional. Now, these are the types of information: scholarly, professional, entertainment, and opinion. Now, let's proceed to scholarly. Scholarly information is information drawn from field experts' research, created by experts whose work have been peer reviewed, okay, before being made public. An expert is someone whose credentials are recognized by the practitioner, teachers, and students of particular field. Now, when we talk about scholarly class, we talk about research. Do not think of anything else. It is scholarly. It undergoes peer reviewed, just like the Google Scholar. Before it is being published on on the web, then or on the system, it undergo a peer reviewed. Okay, so that the credibility and the the credibility and um, the the quality of information is there. Okay, that's scholarly information. Now, when we talk about professional and trade, um, unlike the the scholarly information that every journal has to undergo peer review. This one, it doesn't have to go or undergo peer review. Information includes current news and trends about a specific industry presented to experts and enthusiasts by someone with knowledge in the field. For example, now a, a magazine about the BDO, the Metro Bank, or the Mary Curie drug. No, um, they are they are publishing information to the public concerning their products and services and concerning the progress that they're making on throughout the year. Okay, however, you must know how to discriminate properly the information they're giving, because sometimes it is biased in a way that they are also protecting their name. Okay. Next, we have entertainment, no? Just like the tabloid that we see or that we saw a while back. No, it gives us entertainment. This includes news, trends, and topics of general interest. No, just like the information, no, yung post sa social media about sa isang teacher na nagtuturo, no, she translated the English, the parts of speech, from English to Filipino, and then yung sinabi niya na the Filipino for noun is pangalan, no? And other some students actually criticized the teacher, no? Without knowing, kung mali din pala sila, no? But it was actually correct because the pangalan noun is different, no, from the pangalan name. Okay, so kasing tunog pero hindi same yung spelling nila. Next, we have opinions. No, these are viewpoints, judgment, or statements that are not conclusive. When we talk about not conclusive, hindi ito final. That is your opinion. That is your information. That is your statement on the matter. Okay? In the opinion, wala siyang tama, wala siyang mali. Okay? Because it's your personal opinion. My opinion towards certain issue could be accepted by the people and could not be, no, since it's just an opinion. Okay? Always remember, opinion is a free viewpoint, no, of an individual. But if you are going to speak or give your opinion about something, I would also encourage everyone to please quote a factual information that would make your opinion acceptable to the public. Okay? Para kapani-paniwala naman din at saka kabilib-bilib naman yung opinion niya. Okay? Next, we have providers of information. Um, One of the providers of information is academic institution. And academic institutions are schools, of course, colleges, and university. No need for me to dig deeper to this discussion because it is understandable. No, academic institution is one of the providers of information. Nandiyan yung mga classrooms nila, yung libraries nila, yung research and training centers, museum, performance halls, and publications and website. So they are dedicated to education and research. Next, we have government agency. Magtatanong kayo, paano naging providers of information ang government agency, sir? Yes, because just like Pag-asa, which informs us about the weather, and PHIVOLCS, which monitors volcanoes and earthquake faults. So, government agencies are also providers of information. As long as a certain institution or agency is providing information to the public, then that is a provider of information. Next, we have a private sector. The private sector includes businesses, organizations, and other players in the economy that are not owned or operated by the government. No? So, for example, magpa-publish ng isang article si Metrobank, patungkol sa kanyang progress sa nagdaang taon and then sa anong plano pa nila for the next year. Now, they would tell you about the goodness of their products, the goodness of their services, but they will not tell you about the downside of such because they are bringing their name to make themselves more marketable, no, in the public. Now, just like also Samsung, no, that they are publishing information in the public, then you must be cautious enough in accepting information. Do not easily believe on the information they're giving. For example, Samsung S24 Ultra, the Samsung would say, we have the best camera yet, we have the best system, we have the best style as of the moment, no? And then we are better than the iPhone. And if you're going to listen to them plainly based on their statement, then you will be deceived, okay? Because that's a private sector. That is why we need also private individuals, okay? When we talk about private individuals, we talk about just like um, people who are what? People who are making vlogs, no? Yung mga nagva-vlogs natin ng mga kakilala, yung mga nagva-vlogs ng gadget, di ba? They are the people who who are um, making videos, reviewing certain tech or cell phone. For example, sa context ng Samsung 24 Ultra, sasabihin nila, they would tell you what are the pros and what are the cons, no? What are the benefits and what are the loss that you will be getting if you buy this product. Okay, why? Because these private individuals, they are motivated to tell the truth, to help and to do the right thing when giving information. Okay, so if you wish to become a vlogger, make sure, or a food critic, make sure to give not a biased statement, no. However, sometimes nagiging bias sila, especially if a certain product or establishment that they will be reviewing will be will be their sponsored. So you check if sponsored nila yan. Of course, they will tell so many good things about the product. So make sure to properly discriminate the information. Next, we have the sources of information. When we talk about sources of information, we have the primary, secondary, tertiary. The primary literature, basically, it's a kind of information that comes from you. Okay? Ibig sabihin, if you conduct a research and wala pa talaga sa public yung klaseng information. You identify a certain species, you identify a certain molecule, you identify a certain formula, then that's a primary literature. It begins with you, or to it begins from someone. Okay, while secondary literature, it is actually a summarize or synthesis of the primary literature. Parang pinag-aaralan niya yun and then nag-publish din siya ng aklat patungkol dyan. That's what we call literature review article. Okay, next we have the tertiary literature. It's a combination or a summarize of two primary and secondary literature. Okay, next we have the attribution and data triangulation. When we talk about attribution class, it's the identification of the source of information. In this method, in attribution method, the questions like, is the source known or is the source credible and reputable are asked. No? So for example, sasabihin natin, ako ay gwapo. Of course, sino namang kukontra, di ba? Kidding. Now, when we talk about that, if Jose Rizal said that, who said that? Jose Rizal. Who is Jose Rizal? Is he known? Uh, is he credible? Is he reputable? And then you would say, yes, he is reputable. Then that information about me could be accepted. No? That's attribution. You you identify the source of information, the credibility and the reputability of the source of information. That's attribution. Next, we have data triangulation. In this process of finding two or more sources for the same information, going back to my context, no? Sabi ni Dr. Rizal, gwapo ako. And then, ano namang sabi ni Apolinario Mabini? Sabi din ni Apolinario, same din. Sabi din ni, ah, ni Quezon, same din. Sabi din ni General Luna, same din. That's data triangulation. You triangulate on the same information, you look for the same, uh, there is a same or common denominator, no, na parehong iba't ibang mga tao, yet they're saying the same thing. Okay, so that what makes your research more reputable because you verify the facts. Next, let's proceed to the codes of journalism. Okay, first, codes on the record. This is the strongest form of attribution because the identity of the source of information is fully known. Nandyan siya sa harap na kilala mo yung tao, kilala mo kung saan siya nagtatrabaho, kilala mo kung ano yung organization niya, ano yung relation niya sa subject, anong relationship niya sa topic. So, on the record, ibig sabihin, you can easily identify the informant. Next, off the record means that the information may not use at all. No? Pwedeng di na gamitin because pwede na siyang maging gossip. No? Ano ba yung gossip? Hearsay lang, di ba? Chismis lang. Now, you are discouraged to use off the record every time you do research because these are not verifiable and these are not reputable. These are not credible because hindi mo makikilala yung tao. Para lang bang itinapon sa'yo at hindi mo alam kung kanino yan. Okay, so that's off the record. No? Next, we have on background. This is when the piece of information is said to be anonymous. For example, I will be a star witness for a certain crime, and yet I want my identity to be hidden, or to be tagged as anonymous. So sasabihin ko sa media outlet, magsasabi ako ng magsasabi ako ng I have an evidence toward a certain crime, and then sasabihin na, would you like, are you willing to go on public? Sabi ko na, anonymous lang ako because I'm afraid for my safety. Then that's anonymous, okay? So hindi ako makikilala, pero meron akong information, okay? Anonymous. Whereas deep background means the source cannot be identified in any way. Now, there is a chance that on background, ma-identify mo pa yung witness if the journalist would um would breach the contract and would cross, no, the line, kasi we are protected. If we want ourselves to be anonymous as a witness, we have the right, no, sa batas yan, no, we are being protected by the law. But if yung journalist mismo i-disclose na yung pangalan ng nagsasabi, then wala tayong magagawa. We can file a case. However, nandun na. We are already we are already identified. But the background is different class. There's no way for the person to be identified, no? Kasi para lang yung tinapon mo yung information, pinulot ng journalist, and then hindi niya alam kung kanino galing. But if you are a good journalist or a researcher, you must look for another person to speak the same thing. You must identify another uh, person who is willing to speak on the record, um, in the context of the same matter. So that's deep background class. Now, you might be asking, why are we discussing the codes of information, the sources of information, the types of information? Because to make you understand that handling information is not easy. You need to be cautious enough. You need to be, um, what we call of this. You need to know how to discriminate information properly, because we have this information overload or information explosion. Not that all information that we come across, sometimes, and often not, oftentimes, no, they are not useful for us, no. So ang mangyayari, we must know how to discriminate. We must know how to pick what right information to use on daily basis. If you are a researcher, ano bang tamang information ang gagamitin mo? And if you're a researcher, you need to cite the author with the year of publication. No, hindi yung po rin ilalagay nyo lang CTTO, no? Kundi dapat ilalagay nyo yung pangalan ng what? Ng author and the year of publication to fully recognize the one who made the information. And then yung yung types of information, hindi ka pwedeng pupunta sa entertainment information, no? Kung gagawa ka ng research, hindi ka pupunta sa opinion kung gagawa ka ng research. So, this is to make you more information literate individuals, at the same time news literate individual, and at the same time a media literate individual. So I hope you learned something new today, class, and thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you would study this topic, since the examination is fast approaching. Thank you so much, class. This has been your teacher. Again, thank you and God bless.